Welcome back, everyone. Well, everyone except Cammy mains. Because you guys probably don't want to hear this conversation. Because, of course, as you've seen all throughout Twitter, there's been a debate raging about, actually it hasn't even really been a debate, it's been more of a witch hunt. People feel like Cammy is overpowered, the best character in the game, loses no matchup whatsoever, and requires no skill. Brian, where do you land on this debate?
Well, listen, the Cammy players don't have to turn off the show just yet. There might be something in this for you. So listen, I hate that the community has to do Mago dirty like this, because the embers of this flame have been burning since before Mago won CPT, but you see Mago clinch that first place victory using Cammy, and people go, oh, look, Cammy won. Cammy number one. Mm-hmm. It's very simple. It's A equals B, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no nuance there. That's it. Cammy won the first premiere. She's the best character.
Yeah.
But is it really the case? So one thing to think about here is Mago has been playing Cammy since forever. He's been playing that character since, I believe, season 1 of this game, and he's been doing work with her for a long time. But what's really interesting about this conversation to me is, what are people really complaining about? What exactly happened to Cammy in this patch for people to say, I knew it, she's the best? If we look at the patch notes, she was buffed, and that rubs people the wrong way. But what got buffed? She has a new activation to V-Trigger. She can do EX drill special move, pop V-Trigger, and get in and get plus frames. Great, that's awesome. Did Mago do that at any point during the tournament? No, I don't believe he did. You can point it out if I'm wrong, but I watched that top 8. I didn't see a single EX drill to activate to get plus frames. That's not even what it's good for. You just do Crouching Fierce to activate like everybody else. That's what you do, right? Okay, next buff. She has a new juggle with her heavy kick. It lets you get some new combos in certain situations. Didn't see that new combo either. And then the third buff she got was V-Trigger 2. V-Trigger 2 has more uses, more damage. Who knows? I saw the full paragraph of V-Trigger 2 patch notes. I got to admit, my eyes glossed over, and I said, I've never seen this V-Trigger 2 used in my entire life. If someone picks it on me, good for you. You got a free win. You're stepping foot in a zone no one has done before, and you deserve that win, because no one uses V-Trigger 2 for Cammy. So really, what are people complaining about? Because the changes for Cammy in this season are inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. So it's just something that I think has been boiling over with time, because this version of Cammy in Season 5 Street Fighter V with V-Shift present is the weakest version of Cammy since Season 3. She might be a little bit better than Season 4 with those buffs, but she's been nerfed. I am so relieved to think about the state Cammy is in compared to what we had to deal with in the past. The range she's left at after throw, she can't just immediately walk up and literally beat your buttons with a throw loop like she used to be able to do. Her crouching jab is 0 on block, meaning at least you have some kind of way out if you have a 3-frame to mash on reversal on defense. So those to me were the big nerfs that prevented her from just literally sticking to you the moment she got in. Does she sort of stick to you? Yeah, she's still all over the place. She's still top tier. She's still in my top 3 personally. But it's just weird to me how these complaints, they bubble up over time, because what happened? She got buffed. I think people just see like the buffs and then they go, why wasn't she nerfed? And they get annoyed. And another thing is V-Shift doesn't really hurt her offense like it hurts other characters. Most of her characters revolve around lights and throws, which are very good against V-Shift, and you can often lead to punishes if people V-Shift away from your throw. And her corner pressure, still top tier. Her footsies, still top tier. Everything about her is still top tier. And I think the other top tier characters got toned down a bit when Cammy was left the same. Those buffs to me don't even matter, really. She's just the same. And I think that rubs people the wrong way. But it's just funny to me when people say, look, she's buffed. Mago didn't use any of the buffs. He's just been playing the same Cammy, just at the excellent level, which he mastered the character to do. She hasn't been buffed. So I don't know. I gotta say, shout out to the Cammy players. I'm not defending you. Your character is still a little, up there. But I'm actually relieved to play this version of Cammy when I think about how Cammy used to be.
I like that you brought up how Mago is a master Street Fighter player and a master of Cammy. And you seem to be a master of missing the damn point, Brian. You brought up a little bit the fact that so many other characters got nerfed. That's the important part, Brian. That's the thing. If tomorrow all of a sudden Tom Brady decides to retire, don't you think that's a buff for Patrick Mahomes? You're dang right it is. So with that being the case, this character is at the top and has been at the top for a long time. We already talked about yesterday the fact that we're all excited for Mago because of that story. That triumphant story. He brought up how at a time he was considering quitting. He had his lows and then he came out on top and now he's in Capcom Cup. You know what Cammy is? Cammy is that person who just grew up a billionaire. So with that being the case, of course, we are tired of this character being among that top 5, top 3 range for so long and seeing everyone else get toned down. Akuma can't side switch, Karen low forward got toned down, Urien at least had the second Aegis nerf, which I think he's still amazing, but that's still a significant nerf. Seth got toned down, and Cammy, it's just the principle. It's a slap, it's just, hey, you like Street Fighter? You put in a whole lot of work and everything, you like your character? That's what that's what developers are telling us right now. That's what they're telling us right now. No type of respect.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Because this character has been too good for too goddamn long. Now, as far as where she lands this season, somewhere among the top 3, probably the best in the game, because I don't believe Cammy has any bad matchups. I don't think she has any bad matchups. As a Balrog player, can you say that? I don't think you can say that. You have bad matchups. Karen, I definitely got some bad matchups as a Karen player. Cammy players have no bad matchups.
My goodness. I just have to defend the Cammy players because it's the flavor of the week topic. I've been there for a whole season 2 Balrog. I know what it feels like. And then this season, it was Balrog -4 dash punch for a week.
That's
cheap.
That's cheap.
It is cheap. But the hate train, the mob has moved on, and then for some reason it was Jury for a few days, and now it's Cammy. So all I'm saying is, you're not wrong. Cammy is a little up there in terms of strength. I'm just saying, I'm so happy it's not Season 3 Cammy, because I would have chucked my stick out of the window a long time ago. So they've actually done the major nerfs. She can maybe use a few more, sure. Is her neutral a little bit too strong to be paired up with the fact that she can stick it to you for forever and has constant air approaches, ground approaches, and many ways to mix that up so that you're constantly guessing? Sure. All I'm saying is, if you complain about a character being buffed, at least pinpoint where the buff was used in your clip. And that's because I'm a nerd, all right? Like, when you show me the clip and you say, look, Cammy's buffed, and I look at the clip and I'm looking at a Cammy from 2019 play when I could copy paste the inputs and it would work in the older patch, then you just kind of, your argument is falling apart to me. Sure, the spirit is there.
Yeah.
The spirit is there. But you know the Twitter mob mentality is going to be going from Cammy. It's Cammy this week and it's your main next week. That's all I know. So I'm going to stick up for the Cammy players on this one, and I got to say, look, keep cooking, let them be salty. Sure, your character's a little busted, maybe a little, but you know what? You weren't buffed. You just been good from the get-go. We're used to it by now, and you guys should be too. That's all I'm saying. So Cammy players, keep rocking.
Yo, so I know after my America versus Japan 5v5 take, which I still stand by, that I can be considered the bad guy to show sometimes with the wild takes. I'm aware, I'm the one who's yelling and all that. But can you really trust someone who says, I'ma stand up for the Cammy players under any circumstance? You don't even need the rest of the context. This man is a demon. Nerf Cammy and Brian F.